Today I felt bored, and I've had this idea for a while, so I figured I'd go on a bit of a yap about the newest story Katsu British in StormClan's Folly. This will be a bit aimless as I don't like to script, but I hope you guys will still enjoy listening, even if it's just something in the background while you work. I personally do that a lot, so I don't mind. Now, I personally only really listen to audiobooks, and I haven't listened to this one since it originally came out, but I remember it took me a while to get used to the narrator for that book. Wasn't bad by any means, I'm just used to one specific narrator. For those who listen to audiobooks, they probably know what I'm talking about, but it's probably just a specific gripe of mine, and as I've been listening for years. There have been many other good ones, it just always takes me a while to get used to them. Anyway, I didn't mean to just talk about narrators, I wanted to talk about the story as well, so that's what I'm gonna do. First, I want to talk about characters too, specifically one that really annoyed me, that being the leader of ThunderClan and for the bulk of the book, Stripestar. Stripestar, I swear to. He just annoyed me completely and utterly. I understand he was young and was in love with Galestar. They were both not without fault, but the way he acted and pressured her drove me insane, honestly. They were both foolish, yes, to follow their dream of StormClan and not to listen to the other leaders as they had been warned, especially after their 9 lives had been taken away. Honestly, that should have been warning enough. But part of me can understand them. They were ambitious and had a drive for the life they wanted. Can't honestly blame them. But it's the way that tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, he still wouldn't listen to Galestar and was still holding on to this dream. I know it meant a lot to him, and part of me can understand where he was coming from, but still, it's the absolute ignorance of the absolute abysmal thing that was going on around him and how their stupid choices had caused it. Even Galestar was starting to become aware of it, but he just ignored everything and tried to pretend that everything would be okay. After his medicine cat died, after his clanmates left, after everything, it just drove me insane. His stubbornness, although sometimes relatable, was driving me up a wall. I really couldn't handle him. And I mean, Galestar wasn't without her faults. I'm not gonna say she was perfect. Not at all. But at the same time, she was a lot better than him. She started to realize her mistakes a lot sooner, and I just wish he'd listened to her. Even though he did in the end, it was far, far too late, especially with how many cats had lost their lives. I feel bad for how genuinely depressed he was at the end of the book, but at the same time I feel worse for all the cats that lost their lives in this fruitless attempt to be together for the two of them. At first I thought it was harsh that StormClan took away their lives, and I thought maybe it'll work out, but obviously it wouldn't. It was just so dumb. Also, speaking of dumb things in this book, the damn names, man. Scrollbrush, even though she was only mentioned in one chapter, freaking Scrollbrush? I'm sorry, it's just so ridiculous. And Stripestar's warrior name being Stripebark? I literally can't. And I know the naming system for the Wildcats is different, but Bound Hunt? Swear, honestly, the names are just getting worse and worse. Even in, the mainline books, and, the most recent arcs, some of the names are ridiculous. Suppose they're running out of name ideas, which, makes sense after the hundreds and hundreds of cats in this book series, but still, it's kind of ridiculous to hear some of them. Now, onto the actual story. Honestly, I don't know what I think of it. Personally, I think Galestar is written well. It's written well for a tragedy, in my opinion, but a lot of it is just ruined by Stripestar. I guess he's written well for what he's supposed to be, but he just ruins it for me. He was irritating. He just annoyed me. Everyone always says that a character's written well if they annoy you, so he was written well, just made it hard to enjoy a lot of things. That's not to say the book didn't have good moments and it wasn't entirely, like, not enjoyable. It was enjoyable, just he did a lot of things that made it less fun. Yeah, but one thing I did really enjoy was, like, a semi-new time period. It was, like, right after StormClan left, basically 6 months after StormClan left, but never really read Cloudstar's Journey or any of the prequel stuff for StormClan left originally, so I just enjoy it. I've always enjoyed reading clan history and stuff. Like, I'm one of the few people that actually reads and enjoys Dawn of the Clans. Don't know what it is. I've read Dawn of the Clans multiple times. I've just always enjoyed it. Now, the biggest part and the most, like, important part in it for me, and it's also really big for Warrior Cat's history, is Thrush Call and Pebble Nose. For many of you that's read this book, there's not much else to say. Even those who haven't read the books and don't keep up with the books have probably heard about it by now. Warrior Cat's first official book gay couple. And I know that, Raven Barley is confirmed canon in the graphic novel, but I don't have my hands on it, and I want my hands on it, so I count this as the first thing I encounter myself. I'm really happy about this. It took them so long to incorporate this, and it just makes me so happy. I had to, like, scroll back in the audiobook recording twice to catch the sentence that, like, makes it confirmed. I'm so happy. It's such a small thing, and it makes it so natural when it incorporates it seamlessly. It doesn't make a big deal out of it, as it should be. Nothing, this sort of thing shouldn't be made a big deal out of. It should just be made natural, because it is natural. People are natural. These things are natural, and as a queer person myself, it just makes me so happy, man. Like, I just can't. I'm really hoping this in the future will open the door to trans representation in Warrior Cats. However that would be done, I'd just be happy with it, because I'm a questioning person myself, genderqueer, and I don't know. I just really want to see that, and I think now that there's gay cats and warrior cats, hopefully they'll open the door to that, the idea of that. Anyway, I've been talking for way too long, so I'm gonna go now. I hope that made some sort of sense and wasn't too boring. But I'll be back with videos as soon as I can come up with something, probably more yacht-styled stuff like this.